Hey, code chasers, how are you doing? I hope you are fine and healthy. With that healthy vibe, we will start our video today. Today, I'm going to share you something. I'm going to create a playlist for mostly asked Python questions in the interview. This present video will also be added to that playlist. So, why late? We will start our video. This is Madhulakshman Atiketi. Welcome to our channel Code Chasers. In this video, we will discuss one of the frequently asked Python question, that is, what is the difference between append, extend, insert methods in Python? Generally, append, extend, insert methods in Python alter the container upon which they are applied on. Here, what is a container? In Python, container is a collection of element. We can say list is a container. We apply append, extend, insert methods on lists. Lists are mutable. That means we can add or remove the elements in the list. So we will see append, extend, insert methods in Python in detail. Append method adds an element at the end of the list. The argument passed in the append method will be added as a single element to the list, increasing the size of the original list by 1. Don't worry, we will decode this statement in the coding part and we will see word by word to understand it better. Before that, we will see once how the syntax of append looks like. You can see on the screen the syntax of the append. List name dot append of element. Append is a method which is demanding an argument. The argument is element here. So we will pass element as an argument to append, and append is applied on the list. So we will see in detail in coding part. So to go forward in the coding part, I am taking two sample list. List 1 contains names of 4 persons. List 2 also contains names of 3 persons. So what will I do? I'll apply append on list 1. List 1 dot append of list 2, and I will print the result. I'll print the list 1. I mean updated list 1. If at all we see the updated list 1, we can see the list 2 which we passed as an argument to the append function, which is in turn applied on list 1. The updated list 1 looks like this. List 2 is being added to list 1 as whole single element. That means the length of the list 1, updated list 1, got increased by only 1. I'll print the length of list 1. List 1. Earlier, the length of list is 4. Now, by adding list 2, by appending list 2 to list 1, the length increased to 5. That means append is treating list 2 as a whole single element and is adding to list 1. I hope you got an idea how append works like. Remember, when we apply append function to any list, the length of the original list will be incremented always by 1. Now we will go back to our theoretical session. We have seen the coding part of append. Now we will see how extend looks like. Extend method appends each element of the iterable. What is iterable here? Iterable is an item in a Python upon which we can iterate. On tuple we can iterate, on string we can iterate, on list we can iterate. So iterable is an item upon which we can iterate. So now coming back to extend method. Extend method appends each element of the iterable to the end of the list. Extend method increases the length of the list by number of elements of the iterable passed as an argument. This statements we will decode it in the coding part and observe word by word. Now, before that, we will see how the syntax of extend looks like. We can see the syntax of the extend on the screen. It list dot extend. Extend is demanding one argument. Extend method is demanding one argument. Here we are passing one iterable, that may be a list, that may be a tuple, as an argument to the extend. Now we will see how this extend looks in the coding part. Now if we see the coding part of the extend, to explain extend, again I have taken two sample list. List 1 contains names of 4 persons, list 2 contains names of 3 persons. When we apply extend on list 1, what will happen, we will see. Extend, I'm passing the iterable. Here extend method will demand an iterable. PyCharm is also saying it is demanding an iterable, so I am passing list 2 here. List 2 is a iterable, because upon list 2 I can iterate list 2. Now I will print the updated list 1, and we will see how the output looks like. Extend is accepting list 2 as an iterable, and also it is adding each and element of the iterable as a single individual element to the list 1. Now we will print the length of list 1. See, now the length of list 1 is 7. That means the length of original list plus the length of the iterable that we are passing as an argument to the extend. 4 plus 3, that is 7. This is the major difference between extend and append. Append will take list to whole as a single element while adding it to the original list, but extend will take the elements present in the list 2 as individual elements and add it to the original list. As we can see the output here. I hope you got a basic idea of how extend works. Now we will go to theoretical part and see how insert looks like. Insert method can be used to insert a value at a desired position. It takes two arguments, element and the index at which the element has to be inserted. We will also see this statement very clear in the coding part. Before that, we will see the syntax of insert. If we see insert, it is demanding two arguments, that is index and element. Index is the position where we want to insert the element. Element is the element which we want to insert. This also we will see detailed in the coding part. Now if we see, to explain insert in the coding part, I'm again taking the same example of two lists. Okay, list 1 contains names of 4 people. So what will I do is, I'll add a new name in the list 1 dot insert at a certain position. In index 1 I'll be adding a new name, Madhu. So before seeing the output, I'll just say you something. How the index part, how the indexing works in Python. List 1 has 4 elements, right? The indexing in list will start from 0. That means at 0th index, we have Surya. At index 1 of list 1, we have Rahul. At index 2 of list 1, we have Virat. Now, I am adding a new name, Madhu, at index 1. We can guess the output now. The updated output will look like Surya, Madhu, Rahul, Virat, and Ram. We will check the output. Hey, our output is correct. The name has been added. Madhu has been added at index position 1 in the list 1. We can also pass here list 2. I hope you got a basic idea how insert method works on lists in Python. Now we will go back to our theoretical part and we will discuss one most important point. The important point that I want to tell you people here is time complexity. The time complexity of an algorithm quantifies the amount of time taken by an algorithm to run as a function. See, if at all we take any requirement in coding languages, every person has their own way of coding, every person has their own style of coding. Each and every problem will have one or more solutions, one or more approaches. So, as a developer, we have to choose the optimized way to approach the target. Why we have to choose the optimized way is to reduce the time complexity, to reduce the processing time for Python. If at all we write a function, we need to make sure that the approach followed in that function is well optimized so that the processing time for the function is minimized. Why I discuss time complexity here is, if we see the time complexity for append, it is constant. But if we see the time complexity of extend, it depends upon a parameter, that is the length of the iterable that we are passing. As we have discussed, extend will take, or extend will demand one argument, that is an iterable. It might be a list, it might be a tuple. So the processing time to perform the extend function depends upon the length of the iterable that we are passing. And coming to insert function, insert function has a linear time complexity. It depends only on the length of the original list. But why the time complexity of append method is constant? Append method will demand one argument and it will add that argument, it will add that element to the end of the list. And if we see, before appending the list and after appending the list, the length of the original list will be increased by 1. No matter what is the element that we are appending to the original list, the length always will be increased by only 1. That's why the time complexity of append is constant. If any interviewer asks you this question, the differences between extend, append, and insert, I hope you're ready to answer him. Hey Goat Chasers, I hope this video will be useful to you. And if you like this video, please like the video and subscribe to our channel. And if you find the content of this video is worth sharing, please do share to your friends. Thank you so much.